Hello, guys, and welcome to day 3 of the Spirit Summer Spirit Empowerment Week. I'm super stoked to have you guys join us today. We did have another presenter, but unfortunately, she came down with COVID and was not able to present today. So, you're stuck with me. Woo! As always, Kenda is giving away a set of tires every single day this week. If you're a manual wheelchair user with air tires, please drop your name into the chat. If you won this week, I don't think anyone here has, then your name can't go there. But yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. Jeez, Jesse, get your words together today. I'm Jesi Stracham. You guys know me. I was paralyzed in a motorcycle accident in 2015. Woman made a U-turn into the bike I was a passenger on. Driver didn't stop in time. He went through the car, broke his leg. I went over her SUV, broke her back 2 places, ribs, all the things. Paralyzed me, coded, made it, and now we're blessed to be alive, right? So the first 2 years of my injury, really, I just kind of ate whatever I want. I gained over 30 pounds and I was just completely unhealthy in all ways, physically and mentally. So I would fall on the floor probably once a week and I was not able to get myself back off the floor. So then I just was like, maybe I should do something to get stronger. So I started working out. Finally, I'm able to do a floor transfer, and I'm like, all right, so since I'm working out, maybe I should eat better, and maybe I should pay attention to what I do mentally. So I then changed my physical and mental diet, and life started to open up, which I'm going to dive into that in a little bit. First, I want to show you this. What do you mean? Oh my gosh, it won't let me minimize. I can share my screen. It's okay. There we go. Okay, I saw that. So this is me 160 pounds when I was first paralyzed. And obviously unhealthy, it's not a good time. And then, quit that. Obviously, this is me now. So I am going to show you guys and really explain to you guys today how I implemented the changes in my life to drop over 30 pounds and maintain that weight loss. And now I'm actually building muscle to get stronger. So with that being said, I started paying attention to my mental consumption. Can somebody unmute themselves and just say what you think that I mean by mental consumption?
Negative feedback loop in your own head.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Also, we can get negative consumption from ourselves and that negative feedback loop that we constantly tell ourselves when we say we're not good enough, or we call ourselves names like stupid, idiot, things like that. Where else can we get some negative, that mental consumption? Where do we get more mental consumption from?
Media.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So think about how much time you spend on your phone scrolling your social media feed, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Think about how much you circulate through your social media feeds. You close one app, you open another. I'm just as guilty of this, which is why, I've been there. And sometimes I still fall into it, right? I fall into a trap of, oh crap, like I'm pick up my phone. Next thing I know, I'm 15 minutes deep in Instagram and I just wasted all of this time. And not only did I waste this time, I wasted this time consuming content that makes me feel bad. It makes me angry. It makes me upset. It makes me fearful. How do you think that mental consumption affects our overall well-being? Anyone? Anyone got that? Go ahead. Just unmute yourself. Oh no. There you go. What are you gonna say, Ryan?
Negatively.
Yes. Yeah.
I was gonna say it makes you want to eat and drink the wrong things.
Right. It just makes you want to. Go ahead, Angela. Yeah, like Dr. Oh my goodness.
And a bowl of ice cream, which I don't have, or cookies or chips instead of blueberries.
I love my blueberries. And this here's the thing about making a lifestyle change, right? It doesn't happen overnight. But at the same time, we can set ourselves up for success. A lot of things that I ask my team a lot is I say, are your habits aligned with your goals, or are your goals aligned with your habits? Is what you're doing every day in align with where you want to be? And if it's not, one of them's got to change. Either you change your habits or you change your goals. But you can't keep on this separate path of wanting one thing and not following through with your day to day actions. And every single day counts. It's 1% every day is the goal. Get 1% better every single day. So it's the little things we do. I personally, Jackie knows, we read a nonfiction personal development book, 10 pages every day. Our goal is 10 pages. And just reading those 10 pages, I'm looking at the stack right now. I've read over 13 books this year so far, and I've learned so much. And my mental state is in such a better place. I feel unstoppable. Other people's judgment no longer matters. It doesn't control how I feel. I know that what one person thinks of me isn't going to be the end of all ends. I'm able to stop worrying about who approves of me and who cares about what I have to say, because I know that I'm genuine in who I am. And so it's owning yourself as a person and really owning your own, but you've got to get support from places. And it can't be the same things you've been doing, just like a weight loss goal. If you continue eating junk food and drinking a lot of sugary drinks or eating a lot of candy, mine was candy and ice cream. I have a sugar addiction for sure. And if I realized that if I continue doing these things, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? I was visiting my best friend Laura for the first time, drive out to her house, and she had a party. And at this party, there was one of those mini cheesecakes. And no lie, myself and another wheelchair using friend, Taylor, her and I smashed this entire cheesecake to ourselves. And I was like, yo, Jesi, if you continue with these habits, you're not gonna be happy. I was having bowel accidents, I was having bladder accidents, constant infections. I gained weight, so then my shoulders started bothering me because I was struggling to transfer and I was struggling to be independent. And so it really does all add up. And it's not just from a physical standpoint of what I put in my body. What you consume on a daily basis is a very important to your overall well-being. And especially with as divided as we are right now, regardless of what your beliefs are, as divided as we are, what happened to the days of like, I don't agree with you? That's okay. And we move on. And it's like we having that mindset towards everything, like in life, regardless of what it is, a family member, a friend, some stranger on social media, they don't agree with you, it's okay. And you just let them sit in their stew of anger or hate or whatever it is. And you have to realize that the way other people treat you and come at you is not a reflection of who you are. It's not a reflection of your heart and what you want to put out there. So that's the mental consumption. Then let's go to the physical consumption, which is something that absolutely changed my life. Changed my life. So I love sweets. I love cheesecake is one of my favorites next to ice cream. Ice cream's probably my top favorite. But here's the thing about dairy. It doesn't agree with my body. It doesn't agree with my stomach. And I realized that it was causing nerve pain. And so I'm like, ooh, I probably shouldn't do high amounts of dairy. Crap. And so I cut that out. Well, then you cut out dairy, and I'm like, all right, what am I going to do for sweets instead? I can't keep doing high sugar foods. I can't keep drinking pop. And so I started, anytime I had a sugar addiction or sugar rush that I needed something sweet, I would take a tablespoon of honey, and I'd make sure it was local honey, so hopefully it would help my allergies. And so it's finding things that work for you to shortcut. Like I'm craving sweets right now. And so I'm eating blueberries because I know that they're going to curb that for me. It's finding better options. You want ice cream, make a smoothie. Gives you that kind of that similar consistency. You want something sweet, have some honey. Have, some blueberries, strawberries, any kind of fruit. It's being willing to make exceptions in what you regularly were doing. Yo, those applesauce packs, when I'm traveling, you guys know, I have Jackie especially knows. I keep tuna pouches with me. They're in my fanny pack. They're in my backpack. Like I always have tuna pouches with me. And so I'll snack on those little kid applesauces or the baby food, like the veggies. I keep those. That way I'm getting my carbs because I do something called macro tracking, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But it's having the necessary food, even when you're traveling, to set yourself up for success, to set yourself to your goals. Yeah, there's literally no sugar added. It's all natural. Those applesauce packs. Yes, girl. Yes. I keep coconut milk with me so I can get my fats on the road. You figure out ways. I'm not gonna lie, at first when you make a lifestyle change, it is absolutely difficult. It is beyond difficult, but you consistently need to remind yourself why you made that choice to begin with. Why do you want a lifestyle change? Does anyone want to share their why? Come on. Really?
So the reason why I started getting fit again is because I didn't think that I didn't think that my boyfriend was gonna like me the way that I was. So I'm in a long distance relationship. I met my boyfriend online. When we met up for the first time, I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna meet me in person and be like, oh, she's so fat, and like leave me in the dust. That's why I wanted it. And then it just grew from there to be so much more than just like outer appearances. It was like the confidence and then the health and like the long-term goals. And like, I can't do a Florida chair transfer yet, but that is on my list. As soon as I graduate, like it's on the go. So like, it was really cool how like my whole mindset changed. Like, I can't do this, like the doctors always tell you when you're in the hospital, like this is where you go and that's as far as you can get. And I know we've talked about that a lot on different weeks and stuff, but breaking out of that mindset changed my fucking life, changed it. So there's no more, I can't do that. It's, I can't do that yet.
Oh, I love that. That's so true. So true. Like mine was, I had the floor transfer for a long time. I would be just frustrated as I could get that I just am stuck. And I'd be angry and I'd rant about it and I'd cuss about it. And then eventually I realized that, being 30 pounds heavier than I should be, that's probably not helping make it easy. Not lifting weights, just transferring as my weightlifting, that's definitely not making it easy. And then I realized that all of these external struggles that I wanted to put on someone else and that I wanted to blame someone else for were caused by me and my actions and my unwillingness to take control of my life, and not only take control but take responsibility for my life. Did I cause myself being in a wheelchair? Absolutely not. Is it my fault that I'm in a wheelchair? Absolutely not. But from that time forward, what happens to me is pretty much in my control, isn't that right? We have control over what we put in our body physically and mentally. We have control over our physical activity and our mental activity. But we choose to place that time that we could spend working on those things in other places. So let's talk a little bit about physical activity. There's no need to start big. You don't need to lift heavy weights right away. You don't need to obsess over the scale and over these things. But you do need to take control over what you have control over. You have control over the amount of food you put in your body, what foods you put in your body, the amount of weight you lift, the amount of days you do exercise, but we blame it on other people. And so again, it comes back to taking responsibility. Am I going to make this a priority? Is this important to me? If it's not important to me, then I need to change my goals. Because if you're not willing to make it a priority, it's not something you care about. It's not something that you truly want to change. Think about something. Does anyone have an example of that? What's something that you want in life, but how did you not make it a priority, and how is it now a priority? How did you make that switch? I know for me, my nutrition all the way. I didn't weigh my food for the longest time. I didn't actually track anything. I was never consistent. When I first downloaded the app to track my food, I literally only tracked protein stuff. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm getting enough protein. We're good. And that couldn't be further from the truth. It all matters. But now I follow through with intention. And now I'm actually seeing results in my overall fitness. I'm seeing my body change. I'm seeing things get easier. Getting dressed is easier. Picking things up off the floor is easier. Like picking things, putting them on my lap, taking them off, and not falling all over the place. Putting my hair up without my brakes up. I have one leg up right now and my brakes aren't on. And I'm a T4. Like, I'm here for the party. And it's like, yes, Bree, just like that. It just makes life easier. It's not about walking again. It's not about recovering. It's about improving your quality of life, making your day to day just a little bit easier, just a little bit more convenient. And that's what makes this life livable, is when you show up for you, regardless that the universe tried to knock you down. Still show up for you. You deserve that. You deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve to give yourself love, and you deserve to be everything that you can be, truly. Because we're capable of so much more. I'm capable of more than I do. Like, we're all capable of more than we do every single day. That brings me to the mental side of things. Meditation. I did a clinical trial 2 years ago, and it was on the power of meditation in relation to reducing our pain. It was a really cool clinical trial, and it worked. And I meditate, so I tell my friends when they start meditating, hey, meditate yourself to sleep. Because meditating yourself to sleep is a really good way. And all I do is I just focus on my breath. I don't know how long it takes. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short. But I just focus on my breath, and it puts me into the most peaceful rest. Now, that's what works for me. It's not a one-off fits all type of thing. It's everyone has their own individual things that work. I also, when I wake up in the morning, I visualize. I pick one thing on my vision board and I just visualize it, and I feel it. I feel every aspect of it. Right now, every day I visualize being a first form elite athlete. That is what I want more than anything at this time. I want to represent our community for first form. And so that is my whole focus, right? So I wake up in the morning and I see myself in the locker room at First Form HQ. I see my name on the locker. I walk out. I feel myself push the gym door open and roll through it. I smell the gym. And like you feel every sense of it, whatever your goal is, and just visualize it and feel it. And then after you visualize, you go and you put in the work. And as you put in the work, that's when it starts to happen. That's when things start to show up. Look, I've been acting for a year and a half now, and in the last month, I've had more opportunity than I have the last year and a half. Like, it's just that consistent repetition, and then eventually it pays off. And that's with work, that's with working, that's with your brand, that's with your goals, that's with your fitness, your mental health, whatever it is. Writing a book, think about it. You write a page a day. Eventually, you're going to have a whole book. I mean, it literally can apply to anything in life if we're willing to put the effort in for it. So I saw what's first form. So we're going to talk about macro tracking, which will bring up first form as well. So macro tracking. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick. Sorry guys. Does anyone have any questions before I move on? Hold up. Jesse, slow down. Does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna go.
What do you do to meditate? Just breathing?
Yeah, yeah. So to meditate, I just big, deep, whole breaths deep into my lungs, in through my nose, out through my mouth. And I just solely focus on my breath and just literally solely focus on the rhythm of it, how it feels, how my lungs feel to expand. And I just think about that because my mind is constantly like, I feel like if I looked inside my mind, I'd be like, it's a million little, not no exaggeration, a million little me's just like going off of each other. And so that truly puts me asleep. I was having trouble falling asleep, and then I was like, oh, I did meditation for pain. I wonder if it could put me to sleep. And it worked. um, any other questions about any of that? Going once, going twice. Am I putting you to sleep? Okay, just
Yeah, I
making
got a
sure.
question for you, Jesse.
Oh gosh.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just one of everybody else. So, yeah, before you decided to be right now, elite athlete and all that stuff, you know that everybody go to struggles. Like us right now, I can speak for myself and for everybody else right now. I'm pretty sure that there's some of the people here that are struggling with something. So how do you feel that you are stepping up and moving forward for every single struggle that you have been through before you feel like, you know, you're going to your goals to make the next step?
Okay, okay. That's a good question. Dang. Um, so anyone that's been injured, I know some of you guys have used a wheelchair your whole life, but see, those of you that were injured, I know my first year, I focused on nothing but walking again. My second year, I found adaptive sports, and it wasn't until my third year that I was like, okay, I should probably start taking care of my body. Now, fast forward to almost a year ago, probably a year ago, right when Jackie started, is when I really stopped giving a fuck what people thought about me. And that's probably one of the most powerful things, no lie, that I ever could have done. As soon as I stopped worrying what anyone had to say about me, if they cared about what I was doing, I stopped searching for the likes, honestly. I'm just like, fuck it, y'all, this is who I am. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. And that's fine. I'm okay with that because I came to the realization there are over 7 billion people in this world. 7 billion. Do you like everybody that you meet? So how can you expect everybody that meets you to like you? There's just some people you're not going to be their cup of tea, and you don't know why. Like, and it's just like, think about the people you've met that they weren't your cup of tea. You don't know why. They're just not. And that's okay. And when I realized that, it was like, okay, so now I have less stress because I'm less worried about what people think of me. So then when life's shit comes up, it's kind of like, oh wait, okay, all right, let's handle that, and we're gonna keep going. That's not part of the goal. It's a road bump, but it's okay. We're gonna keep going. Think about, I don't know if any of you have ever had a flat tire. Like you're like, crap, this is really inconvenient, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna put the spare on. It's okay. And that's kind of that's literally how I handle life's crap. Like earlier this year, I totaled my car. We got a bad sleet storm. Roxanne's in the back seat with me. It was very traumatic because I'm completely conscious. I feel the car out of control. We're spinning in the middle of the interstate. I hope someone else doesn't hit me. All the airbags go off. My nose ring was knocked out. Like I've never been conscious. I wasn't conscious for my accident. We hit the car and I was knocked out. So I'm conscious for this and I'm just like, holy crap, I'm not hurt. But it was like, now my car's totaled. Now I have to have a car payment. Now I got to find a car. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm waiting for insurance to give me the money for my car that I wrecked, and it was like, and that's literally how it felt. And think about that. You have moments in your life where you're like, holy shit, which way do I go now? Oh my God. And it's like, those are the moments that you just have to, okay, what can I do now? What do I need to focus on now? Where does my attention need to be now? Is it here or is it there? And where am I going to go from here? And it's repivoting yourself. It's really, you literally have to rewire your brain, because I would lie if I was saying that there weren't still moments that I'm like, oh crap, crap, and like full meltdown, sobbing. Like the other week, I kept dropping shit off my lap. Oh, you guys, I know all of you can relate with this right now. You know those days when you like you're in a rush to go out the door and everything just falls off your lap, and then you pick it up and you like get to the next part of wherever you're going and it all falls again and you're like, motherfucker, stop. I was having one of those days and I had a meltdown. Yeah, absolutely. I sobbed. It was a good time. Um, but then I gotta remember, like, that's when you remind yourself, which is, the title of this course is like, what controlling what you have control over. And that's any time life hands me some shit that's really inconvenient and I'm not trying to mess with, that's what I tell myself. I'm like, okay, what do I have control over? How is this gonna affect me? Is this gonna matter in 10 minutes? How about that one, right? Um, you know, yeah, wondering how am I gonna fix this and not realizing, like, first of all, can we talk about other people for a second? Look at how much control we give other people of our life. Think about that. How many of us, go ahead and raise your hand, have let other people dictate what you do with your life or the way you live it or what you get done, your plans for the day? And it's like, are we living for us or are we living for others? Go ahead, Liz.
I'm just raising my hand as well.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I love that. I need the little hand raise. Yeah, because think about it. You let others derail your progress from whatever your destination is. Think about it. You have all your, whether it's family, like my mom. I love my mama, y'all. I love this woman. But sometimes, like, I let her derail me from like what I'm trying to do, and I'm like, ma'am, no, ma'am. And there comes a point where you have to say, no, ma'am, I cannot do this right now. This is not productive. This is not something that I can fit. And it's hard. It's hard to say no because we have that human spirit of we want to be liked by everybody. We want everyone to be okay with us. We don't want to make anyone mad. We don't want to ruffle any feathers now. And that's not productive. At what point, let me ask you guys this, and I would love for someone to answer this question if you can. At what point do we separate showing up for others and the importance of taking care of ourselves? Because you show up, like, I know Jesse 2 years ago or so, if this is the side of taking care of others and this is the side of showing up for me, and here's the middle, I'm always over here. What about you, Ryan? I saw you on mute.
Yeah. My inclination is show up for myself and take care of myself so I can take care of others.
That's the way it should be, but how many of us truly live that way? and
Yeah.
that right, that comes down to so many things. And I talk to my team about this a lot. It's like, what is it that is important to you and what is the value of that to you? And if it's your health, your wellness, things like that, and you say, oh well, I don't have the money for that right now. Oh, okay, so you're not willing to give up something else. Like, it comes down to, I've had to give up things for my overall well-being, whether it's the cost of my supplements because I refuse to do my diet a certain way, or the cost of food so I can meal prep. Like, I've had to rebudget and restructure my finances to match the lifestyle I want. And that brings us back to, do your goals align with your habits, or do your habits align with your goals? And if the two don't match, then one has got to give. And so if you're not willing, you can't keep using the excuse, this is the way I've always been, or I don't have enough money, or I just, because change is scary, and change sucks sometimes. But continuing to make the same excuses that got you to the situation you're in the first place, is that going to get you out of that situation? Yeah. Yeah. And well, I've been there, y'all. I've been the victim. I played the victim for the first 2 years of this injury. And I can tell you that being the superhero in my own story, in my own life, is far more rewarding than being the person that always was down in the dumps. Something was always wrong. I was never happy. And I have true happiness by myself. I'm an independent wheel woman. I don't need no man, okay? But no, for real, I'm an independent wheel woman. I'm happy alone. And that is the most beautiful thing, because my entire life I have always had to have another person there. I always had to be in a relationship. I always had to have somebody supporting me. And for the first time ever, I'm good alone. And you can be too, if that's what you want. If you want another person, by all means, enjoy. But I really have enjoyed finding myself and loving her first. So eventually, one day, if I choose, I could be a good partner for someone. But right now, it's about me. I'm in a serious relationship with me. And it's okay if you say that too. It's okay to be in a serious relationship with you. It's okay to focus on you. It's okay to be selfish for you and take care of you. Put your well-being first, whether that's, hey, you know what? Like, I had to turn my phone off today because I have calls that I had to do. And then after the calls, I'm like, gosh, I got to practice my script. We're recording this weekend. Holy crap. Like, and it's prioritizing me, like, hey, right number, wrong time. I got other things to do. Eric Thomas says that all the time. And yeah, people, well, I'll touch on that next. Actually, we'll go right into that. But yeah, right number, wrong time. Like, you have to remember that you have to make boundaries, set boundaries for yourself. And if you piss other people off, that's on them. That's not on you. Because right now you're doing what's best for you. I really like what William just put in the chat. He said people are afraid of failure. It's a real thing. And it's the truth, but there's no such thing as failure. What you would call a failure is your ability to learn a lesson and move forward. Jackie, I'll never forget when Jackie and I first started. She's like, I'm so sorry I messed this up. I'm like, girl, you didn't mess nothing up. It's okay. It can always be fixed. Whatever. We learned a lesson. We learned something in that situation. And so it's not a failure. It's your success. It's getting you, you're just finding out what doesn't work to get you to where you want to be. And they're like, all right, so that didn't work. Let's move on. And you find a different route. It doesn't have to be the path that you create in your head. You have to be willing to adjust and pivot and take different routes than your overall guide. The one in your head's a guide, but that's not, there might be some accidents on the way or some road closures and you have to go another route. Life is not cut and dry clear. It's not, but that's why taking control over what you have control over. If it's out of your control, don't let it stress you. Like my spinal cord injury, I know I'm doing as much as I can to prevent pressure sores, prevent UTIs. I take care of my cathing. I go get my kidneys checked. Like, we do our things to keep us going. And so it's taking care of you first. Let's go, guys. Show up for you. All right. I'll move on to macro tracking. Any more questions? Dalkin, did I answer a question? That was like the most long-winded answer to a question ever. Does anyone else have a question before I move on? Yeah, oh, I like that. What is worse than failure is not giving yourself a try. That's so true. That's so true. I love that. All right. Macro tracking. Are we ready? All right, cool. Because we're going into it. What the hell's a macro? A macronutrient is protein, carbs, and fats. They're the main macronutrients that we eat. You need a certain amount of macronutrients to hit whatever your goals are, whether that be weight loss or weight gain. And so, meeting these macros with whole foods, not junk food, because some people could do it with junk food, okay? Helps you. It's like literally tracking macros has been the most successful for me to get my ideal body. Dawkins gotten super buff. Jackie's lost some weight. Like we, do you guys want to share your experience tracking macros? Yeah, Dawkins, go ahead. Oh, Jackie, you see that? Look, he threw you under the bus.
Um, I mean, like with the first form app, like you put in, like it's, it's like MyFitnessPal and stuff like that, like where you get a certain set of macros based on, how tall you are, what you weigh currently, what your goal is. Like Jesi previously was doing bulking, so she set it to muscle gain. I do losing weight. But then specifically in the first form app, the premium version, they give you access to lives. And so these lives are incredible. They have registered dietitians, they have people that have gone through these transformations, stuff like that, and that is all right at your fingertips. And then in addition to that, you're connected to Jesi, and you could be like, hey dude, like I'm slacking on the carbs today, like what should I eat? And she'll be like, hey, like you should have some bread. And then you get close or you get to your goal.
And we can send out when we send the recording, we'll send the macro cheat sheet. Like we'll send one with it so you guys can see what are some good macronutrients to really go for, whether it be like meat or chicken or whatever.
And
yeah,
we have a Wheel with Me fitness group on Facebook. And that's kind of like where we all stay connected. And that's where we have a lot of like the macro sheets like she was talking about. There's one that like lists carbs, fats, and protein. And so like there's a whole list of all the proteins that you can eat: chicken, beef, all that stuff. And then under fats, it might be like olive oil to put on something, and then carbs, an apple, just for things like that. Is that good?
yeah, that was really good. I'm working on getting the Facebook group link. Dawkins, guess who's up?
Okay.
You're up.
Wow, I thought it was only one since I already have asked one question, but it's okay. So what was that about? First form, right? Like about the how do I track my macros, right? Yeah, I mean basically the app helps even to pay attention to every single thing that you eat in your daily basics. When it comes to breakfast, lunch and dinner, pretty much it's good to separate it the way you want it, and also what your body wants you, like what the body needs, and also how you feel. Every time that you eat something that your body feel bad, and the next day at least you already track it, and that way you be like, all right, I think that this is the stuff that I can change. Since you already see it there, it helps you improve yourself to feel better, for your body. So it also include protein, like Jesi says, and carbs and all of the stuff, and fats, and calories, of course.
Wait,
But
I
yeah,
want you to, can you
yes.
tell them what you've gained from it?
What I
Buff
gained.
like Dawkins.
Oh my God. Okay. What I gain, it's not every time about weight, because like you said, Jesse, you know that better than anybody. The scale never tells the truth. Yeah, in the beginning I was two I was like 205 or something like that, and that was, after I start using tracking my macros, and I put my goal as to drop to 200. Then it was a time that even dropped below 200, like 198, 199, something like that, and it stopped to coming back up. And that doesn't mean like I'm coming back again how it was, because that's not how it is. I see the pictures, and it's even looking better. It's just like muscles are the one that started showing up, and yeah, and my body looks better than ever, I guess.
Oh, hold on. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. All right. So just that's where, like, one way you can take control. Macro tracking may not be for everybody. It is the one way to really control what you put in your body, though. And like something that we do is we'll put our meals in the day before to kind of set us up as a guide of like, oh, this is what I'm going to eat today. And then you know what's going to get you to those goals. It's been awesome, though. Like, Chris has lost over 30 pounds. That's been beautiful. Dalkin hasn't really lost a lot of weight, but he's gotten super jacked. Like, that's why we call him Buff like Dalkin. Jackie's lost some weight. Amber's losing weight. Lan, like Greg, all these individuals have just lost and are getting so much closer to their goals. Greg's like, man, and we talked today, and he said today, like, I really think that I'm going to get to my goal weight by the early next year. And if he keeps on the path he is, he absolutely will. Like, it's amazing what happens when you just take control of your life. But the Facebook group's here. Go ahead, and if you want to join it, every Friday we share a new recipe. There's different guides on there, all kinds of good things. And it's just really beneficial to helping you to your goals. Like, having as much support as possible will help you get there. I'm just I'm an accountability partner to these guys. Like, we're all friends, and then I just get to like stay on top of them. um, okay, I had one more thing. Yeah, that's it. Taking control of what you have control over. And Sarah's about to join. Oh, hey, Sarah. Um, you guys, look at that.
One more thing,
Ah, Sarah.
Jesse.
Oh my gosh, I'm just excited to see Sarah. Sorry, I lost track. So
That's okay.
yeah, taking control over what you have control over is one of the most important things you can do, because we do have so much out of our control. Like, a lot of us can't control our bowel or bladder, can't control our spasms, can't even control our legs. They just do what they want. And so taking power over what you have power over, whether that's your mental activity, you have control to do meditation. You have control to visualize where you want to be. You have control of your mental consumption. Don't let your mental consumption just be a dumpster fire. It does play a large role on your overall health and immunity and wellness. And just, I want you guys to be happy. Let go of judgment of what anyone has to say about you. Remember, 7 billion people in this world, and do you like everyone you meet? Yeah, me either. It happens. So you can't expect everyone you meet to like you, and that's okay. And you have to be the bigger person sometimes, especially with the way the world is right now. It is very divided, and people are very opinionated. I'm one of them. But we're all very opinionated, and we have to put out the way we feel, right? And like, some people don't realize that there's a real human being behind that screen. And again, it's not a reflection of you. That's a reflection of them. Oftentimes I chalk it up as their insecurity. I'm like, it's not me, it's you. It's okay. It's okay. I don't need your drama. I don't need your negativity. I laugh about it. Jackie and I literally, we laugh. It's my favorite thing. She's like, oh, look, we have another troll. I'm like, oh, Luke, what's this one saying? And it makes it a lot easier. And again, this is not an easy practice because as human beings, we want to be loved, we want to be liked. But it's okay if not everyone loves and likes you. You don't have to, don't set that expectation. Don't put that on yourself. No need for that. Because then you need to hold yourself to the same standard. You can't expect one thing from another person and not be willing to do it yourself. So take control over what you have control over, whether that's your nutrition, physically, what are you putting in your body, your mental health, physically, what kind of mental health exercises are you doing, your consumption of what kind of food are you eating, what kind of food are you consuming in your brain. Like, we have to be conscious because social media is literally a dumpster fire as well. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But like, I know a lot of us are guilty because I've been guilty of it, scrolling, consuming that, and letting it control my energy. And then how much activity are you exerting? Whether it's do some like quick aerobics like we did in the Kakana class today, or do some burpees, go for a 30-minute push, but get moving. You only have one body. You've got to keep it going, keep it moving, and take care of it. Make sure that you're stretching, you're resting when you need it, you're getting proper sleep. Sleep is one thing I think a lot of us don't prioritize the way we should. How's your sleep hygiene? How's your screen time before bed? Experts say, I use quotes, but experts say that within an hour of going to bed, you should stop all screen time. And it's one of the most difficult things to do. I've gotten really good about 15 minutes. Working on, hey, we're all work in progress, right? I'm about 15 minutes though, and then I shut my phone off. I try not to look at least 15 minutes before bed, but shutting down that screen time, the reason being is the darkness is what allows your body to start that melatonin production. That melatonin production is that ready to go to bed. Have a nighttime routine. Do something the same way every night. For me, I floss my teeth, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I calf, come to bed. Like, that is every single night. And that tells my body, okay, hey, it's time to go to bed. There's no scrolling, no anything. Like, it's setting yourself up for success now, which will also set you up for success later. Any questions? Oh, here comes Dalkin.
How do you know I was coming?
I saw your hand move.
Gosh. Okay.
Oh,
No, I
gosh.
mean, no, I was about to, just a general question, like, now that you mentioned about the sleeping situation, like, if anybody here has any question about sleeping wise, if everybody's fine sleeping, if you fall asleep right away, what is your trick? Is it TV your trick? Is it the book your trick? Like, what is it?
Definitely no TV. I don't even own a TV. Yeah, no time for that. Hey, we got these goals to get after. No time to watch television. Look, when I tell Jackie, I told you one time, I said, I star on TV. I don't watch it. I can't. But no, to get to bed, that's when I do the breathing. I do the very deep breathing meditation. So I just literally focus on nothing but my breath. And sometimes it can take 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes 1 minute and I'm asleep. But that's how I get myself to sleep and quiet my mind. Because if I don't, then it's like chaos in there and it won't stop. So much noise. So meditation is a huge thing for me. And again, the visualization, first thing in the day. You deserve everything that you want. See it, feel it, smell it, touch it, all of the things. You can get whatever you want. You just have to be willing to go after it. No one can do it for you. That's the thing. We can't, unfortunately, we can't get someone else to take those steps for us. Oh, in a cold room, Dalkin, they say a cold room helps because when you sleep, your body temperature naturally decreases. And so the cold room starts to kickstart
Yeah,
that. That's no bullshit.
you already know how the temperature is inside the house. So of course, in Florida, you need a cool house inside. So yes, that's a plus.
How else we feeling? Anyone else?
I was gonna make a comment to the cold room when you sleep. I have 2 fans and the air conditioner running. I feel fine. Ryan sitting there with the covers all, it's cold.
He needs to wear a winter jacket or a parka whenever he's sleeping.
Yeah. No, but
Breed.
speaking from the
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna, sorry, Jesse. I was just gonna add, speaking from professional side, for those that don't know, I have a background in social work and clinical social work as part of what I've done in the past, and that sleep hygiene and habits that you're touching on, that is just big part of the key on sleeping well and routine.
Emphasis on the routine, though. I know just an overall routine. Like I have a morning routine, and if that's off, my day's off. I have like a daily routine, and if that's off, my day's off. I have a nightly routine, and if that's off, my sleep's off. One thing affects another, and that's why, like I said, just doing things to help yourself grow, to help yourself get to where you want to be. For me, that's I read the 10 pages a day at least. Most of the time it's more. I do my morning stretches so my shoulders are good. This morning we did a functional mobility class, but that's a routine I do every morning when I get out of bed, just to get my shoulders ready to go. It's really taking the actionable steps to set yourself up for later. So if you don't have a morning routine, go ahead and figure out what your morning routine is going to be. What's going to be the best thing to get you to where you want to go? Before I get on social media, which is why you guys don't see the good morning videos anymore. Because before I get on social media, I got to read. I got to stretch. I got to pound my 24 ounces of water. We got things to do. Sorry, guys. It's so important just to really set yourself up for success every single day. You control that. Take control of what you have control over. Because again, there is so much out of our control. Anyone else? Oh, Sarah? Okay.
For going to bed, I call it my sleep medicine, which is journaling and just getting everything out of my head and onto paper so that it's not swirling in there, and doing that for like 10 minutes, even just like setting a timer and just saying, I'm going to pour out until it's like gone out of my head. And your mind just is able to actually rest, because that's typically why we can't sleep, is because our minds are swirling and we have all these ideas and all these things come to us and all these inspirations, and get them onto paper so that you're not stressed about remembering them in the morning. And then a new practice that I've just started doing within the last like month or so is in the morning. And this girl taught it, and it's called Janning. So it's planning your day, but journaling about it. So you journal kind of your desired outcome for the day as if it's already happened. And you foresee and journal about any roadblocks and things that are going to prevent you or possibly get in the way. So you're already predicting that, you're already seeing that, so that you can see your way around it. So
I love that. That's such a good idea. I'm gonna have to implement that. Rather than creating a schedule for the day, I'm gonna journal my day out. That is, wow, I dig it. Anyone else? Suggestions, comments, questions?
I have a book recommendation.
Oh, I love that. Go.
Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. He also has a podcast.
Nice. What's it about? Give us a little preface.
6 habits in the morning that can set your day up. And he has an acronym.
Oh,
And
I dig
scribing
that.
is part of it. Scribing, journaling. He calls it scribing.
Ryan, I think you need a podcast. You've got a great voice. You need
Right?
to be, like, it's a good voice. Yeah.
Thanks. I've considered one, and I have a name for it, but no buts. We'll figure it out. I'll figure out a time and content and what I want to do.
All the things. I'm
also
gonna recommend. Oh, go ahead.
I was also gonna say I've thought about doing some voiceover work.
Do it. Do it, do it. That is a good profession to be in. I want to recommend this book. As you can see, it was pretty damn insightful. Winning by Tim Grover. Tim Grover was Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's mental coach, and just this book offers a lot of insight. 10 out of 10 recommend. All right, we're almost at time. Any final questions? All right, Jackie, did you pick a winner for our Kinda Tires? Did you text it to me already? Oh, okay. Who is it?
Jesse,
Yeah.
what's the best way to get in touch with you after?
Probably send me an email, jesistracham@gmail.com. I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, don't be sorry, Sarah. It's fine.
You'll get the recording. You're signed up.
Yeah.
I know, but I
um,
wanted to hear live. I just want to support you. And Jesse, it's
Uh,
about time you lead one of these. It's about time. I love that you're
I
stepping.
know. No
Sure you-
choice, no choice. Next one will be a lot more sciencey. We're going to talk more about micronutrients, reducing inflammation, because I'll definitely be more proficient. I'm working on my personal training certificate right now. Yeah, that's happening, guys. I'm gonna be too legit.
That's
to quit,
awesome.
Okay. Who
Well,
won?
ready for the winner?
I'm ready for the winner.
You're excited? Chris.
Chris! You just won. All right, yeah, that's you, Christine. Yeah, I'm gonna so I need you to send us your address and tire size, and then Kendall will ship them directly to you. Woo-hoo. All right. So thank you guys for taking an hour out of your, what is today, Wednesday evening. Thank you guys who have joined us all week. Really appreciate your time, effort. Sarah, thank you for joining us tonight as well. Definitely excited for tomorrow's course, you guys. It is going to be Talk Sex with Dr. Tepper, okay? And he is just going to bring so much insight. This man has years, almost 30 years of experience, okay? So he's has a doctorate degree, obviously. He's just studied sex and disability his entire career. And he also has a spinal cord injury, so he lives with disability. And it's going to be just a really powerful course. And then, of course, Friday, neuro recovery with Bean Gill. I love Bean. She's great. And you guys are going to love her energy. She brings it, and it's going to be just a very insightful course. And I'm super stoked for that. But until then, we will catch you at a later date. Thank you guys for joining.